Hello there. Okay, so I'm Mish, the Friday kid, even though it's no longer Friday, but we're gonna ignore that little fact. So I was gone last week because I was on a trip. It was a service trip, and I live in Kentucky, so I was going all around Kentucky, doing all sorts of different service and stuff with a bunch of kids that I didn't know before. But it was really fun because I made a lot of new friends and I had a great experience, and I'm glad I went. But I didn't get to make a video last week. So I'll merge the topic a little bit from last week, which was coming out, because I don't have much to say on that anyway, with this week's topic, which is history of our identity and stuff. And this is a weird-ish topic for me because I feel like because I watched uh, Mick and Isaac and August's videos, and all of them had stuff going back to early childhood that they could remember that that they felt like were part of their forming their identity. And I don't know, I don't know, my and also most of the rest of y'all's identity has been forming for a while, I think. And I don't know. It's weird for me, and I feel kind of bad about discussing this, but I guess it's worth having out in the open. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was never really that masculine. I never really had much of an interest, like a sincere, consistent interest in a lot of masculine things. But at the same time, I never really, I don't know. I was never really that big on feminine things. I don't know. I know that for a while, probably since really, at least the beginning of high school, I've known and been fully aware of the fact that I'm a lot more comfortable around females than around males. So there's that. But other than that, gender wasn't really that big an issue for me until probably January or February of this year, maybe. Um, which was about the time that my my ex, now ex, broke up with me. I don't think that had anything to do with it. Most partly because it started before that, and partly just because I can't figure out any reason that it should. I don't really know why, but starting around that time, I just started having a lot of I don't know, a lot of doubts and a lot of not doubts per se, just more new feelings about who I was as a person, and what I wanted to be, and what I wanted to view myself as. And it started out as more of a I really hate having gender restrictions because I want to be able to wear a dress or have I don't know, a million different things. it's it's always been a lot about clothes, but I don't think that's that's not all it is. It's just I really want to be pretty, and so that's been part of it. But yeah. So, and it started around that time, and I don't know. I think one of the big turning points, I won't say it's the turning point or anything, but I think one of the big ones ish was when a friend of mine accidentally called me Michelle, and I realized that I liked that a lot more than my name Michael. So, um and so over time, as I became more more I guess certain, or at least more comfortable with the idea of being agender, I ended up adapting Michelle into the gender neutral-ish name Mish. So that's where my name kind of comes from. Um, and I don't know. It took me a while to just to Mish. It was a nickname-ish thing, but it's also it's important to me as kind of like a reflection of my gender. Like, because like for most people when they transition, they pick a new name that better reflects their gender. So for me, Mish was the name that I picked because it better reflected the fact that I didn't want to be a boy. So it's like my first like step, and I guess this kind of merges with the coming out part of like accepting my gender, or yeah, was like asking people to use the name Mish. And then at first I was like, oh, I don't care what pronouns you use, he, she, whatever. But of course, because everyone already knew me as a he, they used he more often. They used he almost exclusively, actually. And I realized that bothered me a lot, and that I would have to ask people to use certain ones if I was going to get anything that made me feel comfortable. So after a while, I ended up and this was even harder than Mish, was asking people to use they, them, their pronouns for me. And so that's mostly. Mish is a name that most people I know are familiar with now, but they may or may not call me that because not all people realize I really, 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 really prefer that name. And that has to do with who I'm out with as far as my gender too. And then I would say a good half my friends, mostly the closest friends, know that one, I'm agender, and two, that I prefer they pronouns. And they use those pretty well, so that's good. The ones that know, at least. But I don't know, like, the thing with my gender, and I think Isaac touched on this a little bit, for his story, is that like it's not something I'm like really sure about right now, and I've gone through even in the last like 4 or 5 months, which seems so short, and is partly why I feel bad and stuff about like talking about this on the same level that everyone else on this channel does, because it's like everyone else on this channel has like stories going back to like when they were a kid, and like it's always been a part of them, and I for whatever reason that's not the case for me. But like even in this short time I've had like a lot of different changes, because like at first I didn't want to use like they pronouns because I thought like, oh, I don't want to be like, I felt like it was like dehumanizing or something, but now I'm like way more into it because I got a text, I'm sorry. Now I'm like way more into it because it's more like confirming of my identity. But then now like I've had like a lot more dysphoria and stuff lately, and so I'm starting to think, well, am I like MTF? And so I just don't know. And I have this book which is over on the other end of the room, so I'm not gonna go get it right now, but it's called My Gender Workbook by Kate Bornstein, and I would highly suggest checking it out if you have the same kinds of stupid issues that I do with your gender. And so I'm working through that, and hopefully that'll help me a little bit. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just kind of bleh, and unlike a lot of the other people on this channel, I don't present as much because I'm not out to the people that I really need to be out to, which is my family. We're not, yeah, in terms of like being able to present, because like I can't shop for girls' clothes or female clothes, like feminine, whatever you want to call them, and I can't present like it took so much courage to like shave my legs and then show them in this house, and that was such a small thing, but I don't know. So I don't know, that's going to be a work in progress. I really hope that someday I have the courage to do something about it and it doesn't end as poorly for me as well, most of the people on this channel seems to have gone all right for them, but I don't know. I hope that it doesn't go poorly, so we'll see on that. I might use National Coming Out Day, so who knows. Life updates. Well, I already told you about the service trip, so there's that. Let's see. Pride Festival is tomorrow, or technically today, because it's now Saturday. So I'm super excited for that, and hopefully I'll get to see my friends there, because I haven't gotten to see my friends enough lately. Let's see. While I was on my trip, I got a cool knife. Check it. Yeah, I love knives. I'm gonna start collecting pocket knives because they're so fucking badass. And I got a couple new records because fuck yeah, records. I think I mentioned that I collect records in my intro video. And that's all. So I think that's all. Oh, I'm gonna be at my dad's apartment thing this coming week, but I'll probably still be able to post a video. I just might be like really quiet in it because I can't wake anybody up, and it'll also probably be posted really late because it's a small apartment, and I'm gonna stop whispering now. Yeah, and also I won't have my. You can't see it usually, but I have like a good mic, but I won't have that with me, so my mic quality will probably be a lot shittier. But, you know, it goes. So, that's all. So, bye.